are we wrong in getting this whole Shailaja teacher situation? Why has she been dropped?
See, Comrade Shailaja teacher was an excellent minister. She did a wonderful job in last 5 years as the health minister, and especially in dealing with the COVID situation. But in fact, it was a teamwork, and it was headed by both the chief minister and Shailaja teacher as health minister. See, in a communist party, your parliamentary responsibility is not a permanent responsibility. Communist Party will give you responsibilities in various fields. For our party, extra parliamentary work is also important. So we had, before elections, we had put a term, this norm for candidates. Many important leaders, including the finance minister, who is known as one of the best finance ministers in the country, he did not get a third term for contesting elections, not because he was he was a bad minister. He was an excellent minister, but still, when a norm is introduced and when a norm is implemented, that will be applicable to each and every leader, irrespective of his stature. So that is what a communist party is. So that is why many senior leaders, many senior ministers were not contested again, were not fielded again by the party in the elections. Comrade Shailaja was fielded in the elections. This time, the entire cabinet was replaced by new faces. Except the chief minister, all the other 12 ministers are new faces. And in this process, yes, Shailaja teacher will be given new responsibilities in party organizations. So she's part of party organization. She's a member of our party central committee. We have very few women members in party central committee, and she is one of those members in our party central committee. So she will be active in party work. She will be very active in discharging her organizational responsibilities.
But MB Rajesh, we knew as soon as the finance minister was not given a ticket, and of course his job was also, he'd also done a good job. This entire thing about giving welfare schemes and reaching out to the people who are needy. That's something that the finance ministry did. So when he wasn't given a ticket, it became very clear that that was the ideology. Don't you think that in Shailaja teacher's case, there was no such indication? Because she was fielded and everyone expected her to continue because it was part of the whole continuity of the health ministry and of this portfolio.
See, those who are surprised or shocked or those who feel unexpected, they are unaware of the norms of Communist Party. They often compare Communist Party with other bourgeois political parties. For other bourgeois political parties, parliamentary work is important. That is the sole responsibility in their political activity. But for a Communist Party, parliamentary work is not the sole responsibility or is not the sole political activity for communists.
Why? What about, what would you say to the criticism that even Pinarayi Vijayan should, let a younger leader take his place as the CM?
See, Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan himself had stated that the two-term norm is applicable to him also. He has no exception from this two-term norm. Even at the time of the candidate finalization, he had said this. So in a Communist Party, every individual has to abide by the party decision. Party decisions are applicable to each and every leader of a party, irrespective of their stature or irrespective of in which forum of party they are working.
Why is it in 2021 you are still saying that having 3 women in the cabinet, MB Rajesh, is an achievement?
See, I won't claim that that's enough or that's sufficient. Yes, we should have more women ministers in the cabinet, and let's hope that in the next after 5 years or after 10 years, we will have we can fulfill this dream of half of cabinet will be women.
Many people are drawing comparisons with one of those founding members of the left government in Kerala. That's Gauri Amma, who died recently in May, earlier this month. She died. And many are pointing out that the similarities are very, very eerie. The fact that even she, while in the rise up, in the lead up to the elections in 1987, she was led to believe that she is going to be chief minister. And then when it didn't happen, she was very upset. So that way it's different. And then it led to her eventual exit from the party, even though she was an accomplished leader and an accomplished politician. What would you say to those people that it's Gauri Amba part 2?
See, even the Gauri Amma part 1, your interpretation is wrong. See, Gauri Amma was our senior most leader. She had made sacrifices for our party, for the movement, and she was a minister for 6 terms. Subsequently, she quit Left Front, she quit our party, then she joined UDF, even though she was a minister for 6 terms. And she was the first ever women minister in Kerala. So party had given all considerations and accommodations to her in parliamentary responsibilities.
Why do we have the chief minister's son-in-law in cabinet? I know that he's a party person, but aren't there just the whole idea of it, of having the son-in-law and the father-in-law as the boss? Isn't this improper?
He is not chief minister. He was in the party even before he became the son-in-law of chief minister. So you should not undermine his contributions to party. You should not undermine his role in the party by merely addressing him as son-in-law of chief minister. He was my colleague in student movement and youth movement. We together fought many struggles. We were part of many struggles in student movement and youth movement. He is currently the president of Democratic Youth Federation of India. And he was contested in Lok Sabha election in 2009. When I first contested my Lok Sabha election, he was a candidate from Calicut. And he was a state committee. He is a state committee member of our party. He became state committee member much before he became the son-in-law of chief minister. So you should not undermine a person whose political tradition and whose contributions to a party has been much valuable.
You've seen in the Trump administration when they had Jared Kushner in the White House as part of the White House staff. It's something no one can be expected to treat everyone fairly if one of them is their own relative, is their own son-in-law. So would you accept that there are gray areas, even if you say that, yes, indeed, but if Pinarayi Vijayan is the boss over there, how can he be treating all 21 members of his cabinet equally when one of them is actually his son-in-law? Why is this different from the Jared Kushner and Donald Trump situation?
I'm surprised to listen to your comparison with Trump administration.
That's the only. That's the only example I could think of where the father-in-law was the boss. That's why only in that respect.
I have already explained it. Comrade Mohammad Riaz was inducted into our party state committee much before he became the son-in-law of chief minister.
Sure. I'm not questioning his qualities. I am asking you, how will the CM treat all the members in the same manner when one of them is actually his son-in-law, is what I'm asking you.
CM is guided by the politics and ideology of a party. And CM is also guided by party's organizational principles and party discipline. So there is no question of giving any special consideration for any minister in the cabinet.